So hello all and welcome to Online Study for You, a complete placement solution. So in this video, we are going to discuss about some programming based MCQ question which were asked in recent Accenture examination. And these are all the problem that I'm going to discuss here is very important for you to know to crack this examination. So be with me till the end of this video and you are going to learn very much from it. Okay, now let's go to the first question of the day. So the first question is, which pseudocode construct is used to make a decision between two or more alternatives? So we have to tell which construct is used to make a decision between two or more alternatives. So let's come here in the options. Here four options is given as loop, function, call, and conditional statement. So it is slightly a easy question, and you can easily say the conditional statement is the right option because what is a conditional statement? You know, if I can tell you the example of one conditional statement, then it will be if else statement. So here, what in if else statement we will do? We will select either we have to perform if operation or else operation, either this or this. So you have to select between two or more alternatives. Okay. If there are three alternatives, then we use if or else. That means either we select this or this or this. So here also in the three given option, by using if and else condition, we can select one. If we have two options, then we can select simply by if and else, we can select one. So it is a conditional statement, okay? And it is used to select or make a decision to select between two or more alternatives. So it is a right option or right answer for this. That is conditional statement. Okay, now let's move to the second problem. I hope you understand this. Now the second problem is very good problem, that which loop is guaranteed to execute at least one time. So it is a very important conceptual thing you should know. And this question is asked very much in some interviews also to check your in-depth knowledge. Okay, so which loop is guaranteed to execute at least one time? So let's see about the properties of all the loops. Okay, so here all three kind of loops has been written that we generally use in our programming. So first is for loop. Can um, for loop is been executed at least one time? No, because for loop, first the condition is been written inside the for loop. Okay, then the execution is been done. So first condition is been checked, then execution is been done. So we can't uh, say that for loop run at least one time every time, because whenever our first condition is remain false, then we can't go inside our code, okay, or in the program. Let's take an example for that. Okay, so let's take mm, our int a equal to 5. Let's take it. Okay, and inside for loop I write a equal to 5. Okay, initialize a equal to 5, a less than 4, a plus plus, and then inside I will write, let's say, hello. If I write hello, yeah. So now how this loop will run actually? So first I will go here, initialize my value of a as 5 initially. Okay, a is a variable. Now I will check if my a is less than 5 or not. So this is a condition which is to be checked to go inside this. Now the first condition is written a less than 4, and now my current value of a is 5. So I would say 5 is less than 4. Is this a true statement? No, it is a false. So that means this condition is false. So we can't go inside the for loop. Okay, so this hello loop, hello condition isn't be executed any time here in this condition. So we can simply say for loop, we can't execute our loop anytime. Okay, or at least one time every time. Now, do we have the same for while loop? No, for the while loop, the same condition is being followed, that inside while loop also, first the condition is being checked, and then the execution of my code is being done. Okay. So here also the same condition may arise, that first we have to check, and let's say our first condition is not giving me the true statement. So how can you go inside the execution statement in the while loop also? So it is not possible in the while, not possible in the for. Can it is possible in the do while? Let's check. So what is the structure of do while loop? Do while loop is been stated like that. Okay. So do, okay, then execution is been done, and then while loop is being written, and inside while loop the condition is being checked. So here you can see some difference is being there, that first execution is being performed, then condition is being checked in the do while loop. So in the do while loop, every time whenever we go inside do while loop, whatever will be my condition doesn't depend upon it for the very first time, because very first time I will first execute then check the condition. So it will run at least one time in the do while loop. I hope you understand this. Okay, so right option for this is nothing but do while. So for do while loop, we can execute our statement at least one time, and this is a very important concept, friend. Sometime in interviews also, the interviewer might ask you, why do while loop execute at least one time? Then you can explain him in that way, that in do while loop first execution is been done, then condition is been checked. So every time whenever we are using do while loop, our first condition execution is been done irrespective of our condition. Okay, now the, let's come to the next question. So the next question of today is this, that go to is a function. Okay, it's do some, it have some functionality that what we will explain, can be used to jump from main to within a function. Okay, so here a statement is been written and we have to tell that if our statement is true or false, or true or not true. So here the statement is written as first as, is go to can be uh, used to jump from main to within a function. So it is a true statement, and let me tell you how and why am I writing this. What is first, if you don't know what is a go to, then first try to learn what is a go to, what is a go to function. So you can see go to will actually do, let me take an example. Okay, let me take an example. So let me write a function int main. Inside int main, I will out see out, let's say start. I will print start here. Then what I will do, I will write go to end. Let's say I will write this. Okay, I have written go to end, and now I will write see out middle. And then what I will write, I will write end here, and inside end I will write, after end I will write see out end. Now what actually goto will do here, ideally if goto will not present here, let's assume if goto is not there, if goto is not there, then first the start will be printed, then the middle will be printed, and then the end will be printed. Sorry, start, middle, and end. Ideally this will be printed, but here I am using goto function. Goto means go to somewhere where it is specified. So here where I have to go to the end. So where end is written, whenever I come here after writing this, so first I come here, start will be written here. Now I will execute the goto function, and goto function will tell me to go to and. So I come down this to this and. Now what I will do, I will print this and here. I will print this and here. You can see by using goto, I skip this portion and directly come jump down to here. So goto has some functionality to jump to some specific position inside a function. And that is what written here, that goto can be used to jump from a main function within a function. So goto can jump within a function. Okay. And the same thing has been written, and it is a true statement. Now, let's come down to the next problem. And next problem is problem, where does the execution of the program start? It is a very easy problem, that where the execution of a program start. So execution will start always in the main function, because whenever we have to write anything we write in the main function. Okay, in the C++ I use int main, or uh, public static in Java you can use. Okay, now inside the main function you will start writing, or the execution of the program will start always. So it is a very easy problem, but you should know this concept very well. So B option is correct for that. Now before moving to the next problem, I would like to get your attention to a very important notification, that since Accenture has started their hiring for 2024 batch students, so online study for you has bring you a very great opportunity to prepare for the Accenture examination very well in very short span of time by attempting their Accenture crash course, in which the 10 free mock test series is also been provided to you. Okay. Now, let me tell you what is the content in this course. You should know that. So here you can see all the topic which is been asked in Accenture examination is been covered here, starting from the reasoning videos to the verbal abilities videos to the coding videos to the pseudo codes, MS Office and cloud networking. And additional to that, the 10 free mock test series also will be provided to you with this course. Okay. And what is the benefit of attending the free mock test series? By attempting that, you could analyze that in which topic you should attempt or you should have to work more hard. Okay. So you can prepare for the examination in a very good manner. Okay. Now, let me tell you that how the content of this course look like. You can see inside, I come inside the reasoning video and you can see all the subtopic in the reasoning video, which has been asked in Accenture recent examination, is been covered in very detail. And some previous year question is also been solved in this videos. So you will get an idea that how or which kind of problem is been asked in recent Accenture examination. You can see the blood relation, which is a very important topic in Accenture examination, is been covered in nearly 1 hour video. And the teacher is also very much talented, or you can say very efficient. You can check our reviews in the channel also, that what is how the teaching style of our educator is. So this is the whole content that is been provided to you in merely 500 rupees price. And I am getting sure that you can complete this course, whole course, within a week with full clarity. And believe me, after completing this course, you will be not the same that you are today, and you have more confidence when you are going to attempt your examination and surely crack the examination with very good marks. Okay, so I recommend you to check this course once. Now let's directly jump to the problem that we are solving currently. Okay, now the fourth problem that we are going to solve today is a linked list problem. Okay, so it is a very good problem. Please focus it here. Okay. So now you can see the problem is written as here that what is the following function return. Here the function is been written and I have to tell that what will be the output of it. Now, if Q contains the address of first element, okay. So node Q, int node Q. So what is a node? Inside a node, generally a data is been covered, okay, and a value. So here Q, what is Q? Q is the address of the first element. So there is a first element and a node is pointing to that value. Okay. Data and address. Sorry, I written. So this node is pointing to that value. Okay. So it is a basically a linked list kind of problem. Okay. Where a node is pointing to a value. So initially Q is pointing to some value. Q is pointing to some value and it is being passed to me as a node. Okay. Q is basically a node. Now, the structure of node is not been given. So I assume it that the node Q has two values, that is data and address. Now, the inside the function, here first a variable C is been declared as 0. Okay. Now a while loop is being run here, and inside while loop, the condition is that while my Q is not become null. What? When my Q will become null? When my Q will become null? When it will not point to some values. Let's say there are 5 values, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. These are 5 values. So first, I have been passed the address of the first element. So this is the first element. So Q initially pointing to him. Let's take an example. Okay. So let me take is at linked list. Okay. Now, so first I have to check if our Q is null. So I go and check. Initially, my Q is pointing to some value. So Q shouldn't be null because Q is pointing to some value, and that value shouldn't be null. Okay. Now, so Q is not pointing currently to any value. So what we will do now? Q equal to Q is now referring to Q of link or link of Q. So what we consider here, no structure of the Q is been given in this problem, but we can consider this link to the next element because this Q is linked to him. So now Q will point to the next element. Q will point to the next element because the next element linked to Q. Now Q will point to the next element linked to Q. Okay. So now Q will point to the third element. So Q will now point to him and C will be incremented. So C will be incremented to now 1. So C will now be 0 not, C will be now 1. Now again, we will again go to the while loop because again I have to check the condition inside the while loop. So again, when I check the condition inside the while loop, again here the condition is written q not equal to null. So now again we check, is our q is null? No, we can see from the example that we have taken to solve this problem that currently our q is also not null. So what we will do? We will point our q to q of link. So the next element to q, this q will be this 4. So now my q will point to him and I will increment my C by 1 also. So C will be incremented by 1 again. So now my new C will become 2. Again, I will go and check the same inside the while loop that Q will be null. No, Q is not null. So now Q will point to the next element to the Q. So now the next element will be this. So now Q will be pointing to this and increment my C to 1. Again, some same will be done. Q is not null. So Q will now point to the next and increment my Q to 1. Again, Q is currently also not null. So now Q will point to the next and now increment my C to next value 5. Now let's see. So now my Q is point outside of my element. So Q now stop pointing to all my element and there is no element next to 6. So we considered the next element as null because when there is no none element present, then we can consider the element as null. So now currently when I check again the condition of my while loop, now my Q will point to null. So now I will stop. So now what value is being stored in 5? See, it is 5. And you, if you observe quick, very carefully, right? What is 5? 5 is the number of element in the linked list. In this linked list, 5 is the number of element. And after doing all this, I will simply return C. Now, the problem will ask me that what actually C will return or what kind of value actually C will return or stores. So you can see first option is the value of last node of linked list. No, C will not be doing this. The value of first, no. Address of last, no. The number of element in the linked list, yes. So it is the correct option. So what actually C will store? C will store the number of element in the linked list. So this is a very good way to solve this problem because many of the students that is going to are giving this examination previously are facing problem because there is no node of Q is been defined and they won't be given able to figure out idea to solve this problem. So I recommend you, this is a kind of approach which you can also use to solve this kind of problem whenever it asks you in any examination, that when none of the option is been given to you, then you can prepare one arbitrary value or arbitrary linked list. Here I'm creating a linked list by myself to iterate over this function. And then I analyze the value that I got after iterating through my element and analyze that this value matches with what kind of value in this array. So here I got 5. So I analyze when I analyze with this linked list, then I got that actually 5 is the number of element in the linked list. So I got my answer here correctly. So this is a approach that you needed to be solved. Now let's move to the next question of the, okay. So next question is a very good problem. Okay. So the problem is we have to tell the value of y when the value of x has been given as 8. Now, how we have to tell value of y? So there is relation is been given. The relation is written as, take it very carefully, x greater than 6, 4 and dot. So if someone sees this, they will get confused that what actually written this inside the bracket. How actually I solve this? Let me tell you a condition. Let's forget the value of y currently. Focus on this function or expression written inside this bracket. So inside the bracket, actually function written as x greater than 6, 4 and 6 and value of x is 8. So we will replace x by 8 also. But first let's take and try to understand what kind of expression is been written here. So this expression is nothing but a conditional statement. Okay, this is also a kind of conditional statement, or you can say if else statement. And the conditional statement look like this, that first a condition has been written. And if this condition is true, then this will be printed. Otherwise, if it is false, then this will be printed. So this is the condition. If this condition is true, then this will be printed. And if this condition is false, then this will be printed. So it is true, then it will be printed. And if it is false, then it will be printed. Understood this? Now, replace the value of x by 8. So check the condition. Is 8 is greater than 6? Yes, 8 is greater than 6. So it is a true. So if it is a true, then which will be printed? So this will be printed. So what will be getting the value? 4. So which value will be stored from this expression to this y? Actually 4. 4 will be stored in this y. So actually the value of y when the value of 8 is x according to this expression is 4. I hope you understood this. And this is a very good problem. Now let's come down to another problem. Okay. So this is also a very good problem. It is basically on the logical operator. So here written dash operator, we have to tell which operator is being placed here, returns true when all the sub condition returns true. When all the sub condition returns true, then which logical operator or the operator will return you true? It is a very easy question when and. So when and operator returns to when all sub condition will return true. If I write the logical table of and, so when both are true, then result will be true. Otherwise, if any of them are false, okay, or both of them are false, then the result will be false. What will the condition for or? So or will be if any of them are true, then it will return you true. So or will simply true, false, false, true, or both of them are true. In all the cases, it will return you true. So, sorry. So it will be simple answer that when and operator will return you true if all the sub condition will return you true. Now, let's go to the next problem. Okay. So next problem is the continue statement can't be used with which. So what is first continue statement? Let's understand it. So continue statement is basically a skipping statement. You mean you can skip after whatever the condition written inside below the continue statement. Okay, let's take an example. So let's take if let's take runner loop. Okay, for int I equal to 0, I less than n, and I plus plus. Now inside this, what I will be doing, I will be writing if I equal to 1, then I will do continue. Okay. Otherwise, I will simply print cout I. Okay, cout I. So what actually will be printing by here? So initially the value of I is 0. Okay, and I less than, let's say, 3. So I is 0. So this condition is being satisfied. I go inside this condition. I is equal to 1, not. So this condition shouldn't be implemented here. I will go simply print the value of I. Again, now value of I is become 1. When I go inside the loop again, for loop again, now I will check I is equal to 1. So I will go inside this if condition, and inside the if condition, a function is been written as continue. Whenever the continue is been written, so what I will do, I will skip all the operation for this iteration, for I equal to 1 iteration, written below this. So this is not being performed when I equal to 1 because I will skip it here from the continue statement. So the continue statement simply skip the iteration. Okay, skip the iteration. So in this case, I equal to 0 will not be printed. Again, when I equal to 2, so it will be printed and so on. Okay. But I equal to 1 is not been printed because for I equal to 1, I will doing the continue statement. So this is not performed for I equal to 1 iteration. Okay. So here, the problem is being some different that continue statement cannot be used with which. For loop, it is being used. While loop, it is being used. But for do while loop, the continue statement is not being used. Why? I have already told you that do while loop has some other property that first the execution is being done, then the property is being or the condition is being checked. The condition is being checked. So whenever I come for I equal to 1, so not first I will print that, then I will check the condition. First I will do that, then check the condition. Okay. So in that case, the continue statement will not be effective in the case of do while loop. Okay. Now, Let's come down to the next problem. Okay, so it is a very good problem that how a linked list will be implemented. So I have already solved a problem based on linked list previously. So linked list has been implemented by using nodes, because linked list is defined as node. If we take simply singly linked list, okay, singly linked list have a node structure which is a data and a address. So data of node which is pointing to, and the address of next pointer, next node. Address contain next node and data contain the value of node. Okay, so it is a structure of singly linked list. I have already made a video on linked list in my coding for placement data structure playlist in the online study for you channel. You can go and in that their website and check that course from there as well. Okay, but let's come down to here, and so the answer for this is nodes, because linked list is implemented as nodes. Now let's move to the next problem also. So the next problem is a pseudocode problem. Now you can see it is a very good problem. Here the structure of array has been given. So inside the array, 5 element is been given, named as 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And so initialization of I and n. Okay, array of I is been setted. Now I is been run from for I equal to 0 to I less than equal to n minus 2. Now what is n minus 2? So here the indexing of array starts from 0. So last index of the array is n minus 1. So here you can see the size of the array what? 5. So last index of the array is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So last index is 4, which is the last index. So n minus 2 is basically this, in this case that is third index, because n is 5. So n minus 2 is 3. I hope you understand. So my for loop is running from 0 to 3, from 0 to 3 for this array. Now for every iteration, what I will be doing, I will be performing operation of my array as array of I equal to array of I plus array of I plus 1. That means I will be adding to my current index of the array with the element in the next index of the array as well. So initially I will be 0. So for array 0, what the operation has been performed? So array of I plus array of I plus 1. So array of I is currently 0. So here you can see 0 index is 1. So 1 plus array of I plus 1 is 2. 1 plus 2 will be 3. So now my new value of array of 0 will be 3. Understood this. So new value of array of 0 will be 3. Now let's go to the next index. That's array of 1, because now my iteration will move to array of 1. So array of 1 will be also the same, that array of 1 plus array of 2, because the next index I plus 1 will be 2. So array of 1 is basically 2 and array of 2 will basically 3. So 2 plus 3 will actually 5. So next index will be 5. Now go to the next element, I equal to 2. So array of 2 is nothing but array of 2 plus array of 3. So array of 2 is 3 and array of 3 is 4. Okay. So now, sorry. So 3 plus 4 will eventually will become 7. Okay. So the next value is 7. Now the next value, array of 3 equal to array of 3 plus array of 4, which is again nothing but array of 3 is 4 and array of 4 is 5. So it is the same value, 4 plus 5 is 9. And now we stop because we have moved to the third index. And for the fourth index, nothing is being done. So its value is same as it is. So 5. Now you can check. The third option is correct to this. So this is my correct output of this problem. Okay. I hope you understood this. Now let's move to the next problem. Okay. So it is the last problem of today's. Okay. So now you can see it is a slightly complicated problem. Okay. Because I hope you can see it is a C++ code. So here a code is being written. I have to tell him the output of this problem. But here something is been missing. Something is being missing here. I here one thing has been written. One thing has been written that I have to print the value of x. if this will be my output. Okay, because I don't get that problem. If nothing has been written, then there will be some other output. But let's say if value of x I have to print, then what will be my output? The two thing I have to tell him here. So let's first assume this will not be there, just this code will be there in the examination. Then how you actually solve this? So here you can see you come inside, first you come inside the main function. Inside the main function, the x has been given as initialized as 10. Then a function is been passed, uh, name as fun, where x and same x is in passed two times as an argument. Now this function has been written here, and this function is simply void, so it will not return anything. Now here x and y is being passed. X and y is being passed, but it is passed by value. Passed by value. Why I'm saying passed by value, or what is passed by value? So simply value of x has been passed. Value of x has been passed. There is two kind of passing in a function: passed by value and passed by reference. Okay. So if this value is passed by reference, then their address of this function is been passed. Instead of the value here, the value is been passed. The reference of this function is been passed there. So how reference has been passed? You can see fun int address of x and int address of y. So when we pass at this is called as address. Okay. So here this address of this function is been passed. So what is the difference between passed by value and passed by reference? So it's a value is whenever the this value either x or y is being changed in the function, if it is passed by value, then it will not be affected in my main function from where it is passed, because that is some other value there. But if I passed it as a reference, then whatever I make change here, it will get affected in my main function also, because the function in the value which I passed in some other function from my main function by pass by reference is actually the same value which is in my main function, because both all two have the same address. So actually they have same. So that means whenever some change is happening in the function of that value, then it will also will be affected in the main function also. Okay. So it is simply a pass by function and pass by value thing. Okay. But this is not needed here. Okay. Because it is simple problem. It is being needed if I implement it problem in some other way. Okay. But you can see here the value of x is redefined to 20, and value of y, which is the second argument, is again redefined to 10. Hope you understood. Now, is this change is being reflected here in this x? No, because it is passed by value simply. That's why I'm telling you what is passed by value and what is passed by reference. Okay. Now, I simply come down here, because after doing all this operation, I will simply come down here because this doesn't have to return anything. So I can simply come down here. And now I will not print anything, because here nothing is being printed to tell me here. Here nothing to tell me here, nothing is being tell me to print or return something here. So simply nothing will be printed, and it is also not compile time error, because my syntax of this code is running correctly. So there is no syntactical error. So no compile time error is being thrown down here. Some student by mistake write compile time error when they see this kind of problem, because they see there is nothing is to be returned here. So it is a compile time error, but it is not. It will not return you any value. So the correct option for this is a none of the above. So correct option for this is a none of the above. So it is the correct code for this. But let's say this question has been asked to in some other way. Let's say if they simply want to print you the value of x, then what will be the value of x here? It will be simply 10, because whatever we change the value of x in previous function, it will not get reflected here also, because it is a passed by value. But if it is a passed by reference, then the value of x is get changed to 20. Then we will have to print the 20. So this is some concept I want you to teach, despite this is not asked in this problem. So for this problem, my correct answer is none of the above, because I don't get any value, and this is also not compile time error, because there is nothing wrong in this problem. Okay. So I hope you understood this. So this is all from my side to this video. Okay, I hope you understand this video very well. Now, before ending this video, I will again recommend you to go and check out that Accenture free crash course, where the 10 mock series is being provided to you. And then you will able to give your examination with full confidence. Okay. And if you like this video, then please like this video and subscribe this channel if you haven't yet. Okay. So thanks for coming. We will be meeting in some other videos.